Hello guys, and welcome again to this channel. Essie Wakago here, and I want us to discuss few things about the new administration that just took on, and the new rules about immigration, and also about green card holders. As we know, there are new rules that are into effect as I do this video, and there are so many countries that have been banned into the United States. And here comes the big question about the green card holder people. Is it still safe to travel to the United States of America? Is it still safe for you to go and visit or get outside of America? And how is it gonna be when you're coming back? And in a little bit, let's take a check on this. As we highly recommend people to not take unnecessary trips out of the United States, we also understand that it is inevitable for people to travel. But how is it going to be at the point of entry now that the immigration officers or the officers at the point of entry, they're going to have to exercise a lot more power than before? So a few things for you to note if you do have to exit the border. And we also acknowledge that we do not have to feel like we are committing a crime as exiting America as green card holders. As well as respecting the rules, we also need to understand our rights. So number one, there has gonna be a lot of verification at the point of entry. We expect this. It's not going to be business as usual. You're going to have to prove or bring out enough evidence that indeed you are a permanent resident in America and your green card or your documents are valid. And which are some of the things that you should be able to verify this with? One of them is the you can produce a bank account statement that could show that you own a bank here. You can also show some property or ownership records. You can also produce business ownership records, and also some proof of mailing address that is verifiable. At this point, I would want to ask people, if you get at the border, please be confident, because the more you show like you're not confident, it's gonna make them suspicious, or it gonna make them need you to come up with more evidence. Another thing that you can use to verify it's gonna be tax returns, and you can also use a valid driver's license. You can use some evidence that your trip was temporary. It wasn't something that was permanent. And remember, if you're coming from countries that have been banned, or maybe if you have spent a lot of time there, they might need to interrogate you. But throughout the interrogation, please make sure that you are confident enough and you are not letting them to coerce you to sign any document that can revoke your permanent resident permit. And in this example, they might get you to sign a form I-407, which can take off your rights as a permanent resident, or they can revoke your residency here in the United States. Another thing you can show them is the evidence that you maintain a home here. And if that is not enough and they still continue to kind of threaten you, or maybe ask you to prove that indeed you are an American resident, maybe you can choose to remain silent and ask for a lawyer, because everybody has a right to do this. I know things happen so fast at the point of entry, but also do not suspend your rights as an American green card holder. You have other rights. And I'm going to put this across here. For green card, for American citizens, you know that when you are a green card holder, you are not an American citizen, but you are an American resident. There is a very big difference between the two. So if you are an American citizen, a dual citizen, you need to understand that you really need to use your passport when you are exiting the border, and also when you are coming back. You cannot interchange your country's country of birth passport with the American passport. You need to use the American passport throughout. Why? There is a law that states that if indeed you hold an American passport, you need to use it when you are exiting the border and also when you are checking in into America. Do not make that mistake, because rules now are more harder, and even as we try to say we have the rights, we also need to observe the rules and also be obedient to what the law says. Now, about people who are coming here to visit, I wouldn't discourage you to try and get a visa into the United States, because actually I believe things gonna go back to normal, and normal meaning that there is no high tension at the border. But I would want you to know that if you are coming to America as a visitor, you need to have a very solid reason. They might give you a visa from your country of birth, but now at the point of entry, you will need to be very confident, one, and you will also need to have a lot of documents or a lot of attachments from your from home that can show that indeed if you come here you will be able to travel back home at the right time as a visitor, because these are some of the things that Trump administration gonna go after. And to be clear to you, actually, what he's trying to do, he's trying to put it like he's trying to deal with the illegal immigrants. So not just everybody, but in the course of this, we need to be very cautious. And if you don't have to take a trip that is not very necessary, please don't do so, at least for like 3 months, until everything settles down and we can be able to now know what direction all this gonna take. But all in all, America still remains to be a great state, a great country, and I am proud to be an American citizen so far. Thank you guys, and see you next.